For Chris O'Neill, it was just another day on the job as a realtor in Lake Oswego, Oregon. He was out one day driving around the lake looking at new listings, and he came around a corner, and what he saw then was anything but ordinary.
2 or 3 times I was going to take a left turn to go to my office, and for whatever reason I took right turns, and I came over a bridge that connects our main lake to another portion of the lake, and I saw this lady frantically waving her arms in the middle of the road, and as I'm seeing this, I'm seeing her car careen up over the bridge and then over on top of itself and hanging just by the front wheel. It still defies physics how it didn't fall in the lake at that point. So I immediately dialed 911 and I pulled over, and I said, you know, don't worry, I've already called 911, they're on their way.
For some reason, the news that help was on the way didn't seem to be reassuring, but Chris couldn't quite figure out why. Yes, the car was still running. It was hanging there on the ledge, but it seemed like everything was under control. But it wasn't.
When I got out, she informed me that her 4-year-old son was trapped in the back seat in his car seat. So that changed everything in a hurry. So I got his name, walked in, got in, climbed in the car, and just my first thought is you kind of go through a checklist of everything you need to do. So I, unlocked the doors, rolled the windows down because I figured we were going in the water. And my first thought was I need to get him in my control because he's 4, probably doesn't know how to swim, hold his breath, and we're going to go in the water and have to swim out. So that's why I wanted to make sure we could get out if that became the case. Fortunately, it didn't. And he did everything I asked him to do. I unbuckled him, and as the car was teetering back and forth, kind of like the movie where you're expecting the bird to land on it and that would tip us over. But and I pulled him out, and at that point the fire and police had shown up, and the rest is history.
It sure looks like that Chris's action on that day were extraordinary under the circumstances, but he says the real heroes of the day were the 911 operator and his cell phone.
They were fabulous, in keeping her calm, because you could tell her going from here to maybe here, not all the way down here, but it had gone down a few rungs of nervousness and hysteria. I guess 911 was always there, but to know that you have them at your disposal at any time, it's a utility that you can't put a price on. I mean, to know that you have them at a moment's notice that can get the people and personnel that you need wherever it is that you are and whatever it is that you need, it's priceless.